Back in the United States, it was another action-packed day with Donald Trump picking his cabinet and the media and critics shaking their heads in disapproval. The latest to be named was his health secretary. The health secretary, that's the health minister of the United States, and the name is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He will head the U.S. Health Department. It's the largest department in the U.S. government. It has a budget of $700 billion, with 11 agencies falling under it and roughly 65,000 employees. RFK Jr. will control all of that.
Another one who's another great mind and a great guy and so popular, and I think he's right. He wants to make people healthy. It's driven him pretty wild over the last number of years, and the Democrats didn't treat him well. He was doing fantastically well, and I think they came out with some rule that you had to do this, Mike. You had to get 70 or 75% of the vote to qualify to be in the primary. That was a pretty tough thing to get. And he was doing incredibly well, and he decided he can't do it, went independent. Now he's with us all the way. And today I nominated him for, I guess, if you like health and if you like people that live a long time, it's the most important position, RFK Jr. Bobby? Good. And I just looked at the news reports. People like you, Bobby. Don't get too popular, Bobby.
That's Trump for you. The surname gives it away. RFK Jr. belongs to American political royalty, the Kennedys. He's the nephew of John F. Kennedy, America's 35th president, and the son of Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. His family is closely associated with the Democrats. Last year, RFK Jr. ran for president from the Democratic Party. He challenged the sitting president, Joe Biden. That did not go too well. So he suspended his campaign and then ran again as an independent. But in August, that bid too came to an end. He dropped out of the race and endorsed Donald Trump. It was a show of loyalty, and it was clear that RFK Jr. expected something in return. In October, Trump gave a hint on what that could be.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he came in. And he's going to help make America healthy again. And now he's a great guy, and he really means it. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him go to it. I just said, but, Bobby, leave the oil to me.
Make America healthy again. Trump's team dismissed this. They said that he's not getting the top job. But here we are a month later, and RFK Jr. has the same job that Donald Trump promised him, the job of America's health secretary. And this appointment had an immediate reaction. Vaccine shares tanked. Pfizer, Moderna, Novavax are companies that make vaccines. All of their shares dropped by over 2%. That's because RFK Jr. is a renowned vaccine skeptic. He's criticized childhood vaccines. He says vaccines cause autism. He's questioned vaccine efficacy. He's also said that the Wuhan virus affected only some races. So obviously, pharma companies are wary. Will the new health secretary take away vaccines? That's the question on everyone's minds. And this is how RFK Jr. answered it.
I'm going to require, and first of all, anybody who wants to take a vaccine, I'm not going to get in their way. If you want a vaccine, or if you want to vaccinate your children, those vaccines will be available.
So now he says vaccines are safe, but it has failed to calm the stock market. Here's what else that he wants to do. He wants to cap the price of prescription drugs, make them affordable. He wants to remove processed food from school lunches. And he wants to tackle the fentanyl crisis, the drug crisis in America. If he is able to do all of this, it will be a big service to the U.S. These proposals may also have bipartisan appeal, so both Democrats and Republicans could support such moves. Now, RFK Jr. was not the only appointment in the last 24 hours. Trump is recruiting a lot of people, and they all have two things in common. One, they are Trump loyalists, and two, they're being called controversial choices. Take the Deputy Attorney General, for example, Todd Blanche. He is the lawyer who fought Trump's hush money case. Like I said, controversial. Also, do remember that none of these are done deals. These appointees will have to be approved by the Senate. Shouldn't be a problem in most cases, unless the Republicans oppose them. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is enjoying the spotlight. He gave a speech in Florida, his first since the election night. It was almost like another victory lap.
We're going to work on Middle East, and we're going to work very hard on Russia and Ukraine. It's got to stop. Russia and Ukraine's got to stop. Thousands and thousands, I saw a report today, thousands of people over the last 3 days were killed.
Those are Trump's big promises. His team cheered him on. And this event had a special guest, Javier Milei, the president of Argentina. He was present at the event, the Florida event, along with Elon Musk. That makes him the first world leader Trump has met since being elected.
This has been the greatest political comeback in history, defying the entire political establishment, even at the risk of his own life. And thanks to this, today the world is a much better place. Today the winds of freedom are blowing much stronger.
Javier, I'd like to congratulate you on the job you've done for Argentina. Your speech was beautiful, but the job you've done is incredible. Make Argentina great again. You know, MAGA. He's a MAGA person.
So a lot of exuberance in the Trump camp. But on the other side of the political aisle, the picture looks bleak. The Democrats have been hammered. They lost the White House, they lost the Senate, and now they've lost the House of Representatives too. The Republicans control the trifecta, which gives them enormous power to push their policies and legislation. And the Democrats are worried about this, especially about the 22nd Amendment. What's the 22nd Amendment? It limits a US president to only 2 terms. So you cannot be president for more than 2 terms. That is the law. Earlier this week, Donald Trump spoke about it. He said he won't run in 2028 unless the Republicans did something about it. Well, Trump said it as a joke, but the Democrats don't find it funny. They are in fact alarmed. They plan on filing a new motion. And what does it say? Nothing new. It will just formalize what's already in the US Constitution, that Donald Trump cannot run for a 3rd term. That's how spooked they are. In the meantime, the Harris campaign has been busy. They're talking about recounting votes. Kamala Harris received $1 billion in donations. This money went to her victory fund. But as it turned out, there was no victory. So now the money will be redirected. Her team says it will be used for recounting efforts. What does that mean? They did not specify. Where do they want a recount? Why do they want a recount? Are they planning to challenge the vote count? They have given no details. But if they plan to pull this stunt, it's a bad idea. Because look at the numbers. It was a landslide for Trump. He swept the swing states. He won all 7 of them. He won a total of 312 electoral votes, which is way more than the magic number of 270. So this was not a close election. Plus, Harris has already conceded within hours of the result coming out. There is no point talking about a recount now. The Democrats should find something better to do with their time and money.